by seeing the welcome in the front. The next page is the information update. If you look on that page, there will be a list of things that we need for you to update whenever they change. So initially you filled out an application for your child to attend Restoration Learning Academy. If the address changed, phone number, cell phone changes, emergency contact changes, we need to know that. Okay, it's very important to help keep your child safe that we have that information. I need to be able to contact you. I know sometimes people change phone numbers or maybe a phone is off. In that case, please give me an alternate number that I can reach somebody, okay? And along with that information, at the very bottom, you'll see allergies. If your child has any type of food allergy, please reiterate that to us today. See Miss Erica before you leave. I know you probably jotted it on their application, and we go through those applications, but I need to have my list today, okay? It's very important. I don't want anybody's child to get sick due to a food allergy and they ate something they weren't supposed to eat, because I know some things are, very, very, very lethal, and I know peanut allergy is one of the biggest. So please let us know today before you leave, so we can make sure we have a special note of that in our file. On the next page, you'll see a list of parent policies. This just kind of sums up some things that we'll need. If you would, everybody needs a change of clothing, a complete set of clothing, including underwear, socks, t-shirt. We need the whole nine. Something that you can leave here, and we prefer that you get a gallon-sized Ziploc bag, fold it all up, zip it up, it all fits in there. We can label it. It's still clean. We keep it with us, and we know who it belongs to. Okay? If you don't have a bag or need me to provide that, I can do that as well. Let's see. Make sure your application has been completed. All your medical forms are completed before. We want them before enrollment, but I know if some of you hadn't got that medical done, you have a few days after enrollment to do that. So if you would do that. We ask that you not allow your child to bring personal items from home, such as their favorite toy, their doll, your jewelry. Sometimes we have seen rings and necklaces come in. That's just so that nothing gets broken. Kid comes in here with their favorite toy. Guess what? This kid's gonna love it too. They're gonna want it. It's gonna cause a fight and might get pulled. They might jerk it, break it, anything. So we just want you to keep all that at home. They shouldn't bring any of that to school. There may be special days throughout the year where we might have a show and tell or share time, and the note will come home for you to send something special that day. Okay? If we're studying or working on a certain color, we might send home a little paper bag and say, can you send something red into school? Things like that. That's a special exception. But on a regular basis, we have found that it's just easier not to even deal with that. So if you would just take time to read through those policies, and Miss Erica should have given you a separate page to sign for me. That's something that we keep in the child's file, saying that I did give you a copy of these policies. The one in your handbook is for you to keep. Next, you will see our operating hours, and our regular operating hours for this facility is 7:30 to 5:30. Pre-K hours are from 7:45 to 2:15, unless you have signed up for after-school care, and Tracy will talk about that a little later. There's information in here about our attendance policy. We just ask that you bring your kids to school when you can. If they're sick, we ask that you keep them at home. There's no problem with that. But that we do expect for them to be here and arrive on time and be ready to participate in the day's activities, because believe it or not, they do have a good schedule that they go by to ensure that your child is learning the things that they need. And there's some information in here about the curriculum we use, which is creative curriculum, and that is used across the whole Cleveland County Board for all pre-K classrooms in the county. We do the exact same curriculum that the schools are doing. So I know sometimes people feel like, well, my child is at the center, they're not in the school. They are in school. This is NC pre-K. It's mandated by the state, so don't feel like your child is being shortchanged. by being in a facility, and actually there's other things that we're allowed to do that they can't do. So we give ourselves some kudos for that. You'll learn about that later. Parent participation, as I said before, we do invite you to participate in the classroom. You can come volunteer, you can come read a story, you can come on our field trips if you would like. We do encourage you to come and be a part of our program. There might be special events, and I might have a sign-up sheet for parents to volunteer. But feel free, these doors swing on welcome hinges. I know y'all heard that saying. So you are welcome here, yes.
What type of field trips?
Okay. Well, probably our very first field trip will be to the fair when it comes. We do the pre-K day. Just right here, Cleveland County Fair. That one is free. We just go out there, look around, see the shows, and these last few years they've opened up rides so the kids are allowed to ride the little kiddie rides. So it's been a blast. We usually get to ride all the rides up there in that little area with the small, with the carousel and all the, so they love going to the fair. And we usually have a ball out there. So we do that. We do try to do one big, sometimes two big field trips. We usually go to Disney on Ice every year. We go to Universal Circus most times. And we've done apple orchards. We go to Kids Census up in Rutherford County. Shield Museum in Gastonia. That usually is culminated by a Chuck E. Cheese trip. So we just try to do a lot of things. It really depends on the group of kids that we have as to what we can do, but we usually try to do a few good trips, and the kids usually have fun. So when we get to that point, we hope that you guys can go with us if you would like. If your child is kind of having some time adjusting to the classroom and maybe following some directions, you may be asked to go with your child in order for them to be able to go. Because when we go to these places, it's imperative that everybody is safe. So we're not going to risk losing 17 because one don't want to do right. So we will ask you to go or let you know that we're having problems in the classroom, you know, kind of getting this child adjusted, and he's welcome to go, but you got to go, okay? Because it's a lot, especially when I go to the Coliseum. When you go to Disney on Ice, you're talking lots of people. You're talking lots of opportunities to mess up. So we like to narrow that opportunity by making sure that we have plenty of volunteers and no problems. Okay? Let's see. The next sheet is about the food program, and we already spoke about the allergies, so please remember to let us know if that is something that we need to be mindful of. The next one is the health considerations. The health considerations is a list of symptoms that if your child is having, we ask that you keep them at home, okay? If they have a fever, diarrhea, throwing up, we don't need them here because what happens is it spreads to everybody else. And nobody wants their kids to be at home sick. Nobody wants to, you know, to make anybody else's kids sick, I hope. But usually, if anybody gets mad at me throughout the year, it's because of this. Or if they get mad at Miss Erica, it's because she's calling saying, we need you to come get them. Don't get mad at us. Just know it's for everybody. And we're going to have that same respect for your child. I don't want nobody else to get yours sick. We all know people have allergies. We all know runny noses are coming. We all know cold season's coming. And if your child is just in here coughing, I'm not going to call you and say, come get them. But if they have a fever, they've got some thick green stuff that looks like it needs to be seen about, then I'm going to let you know that so you can get them seen about, okay? And I just ask that y'all work with us on that, okay? And then it kind of helps. And they do their job in that classroom to sanitize and wipe down and stuff every day. But let's face it, we're dealing with a bunch of kids. And it's a lot of germs and some things we don't even know about. So sometimes it's too late once the symptom is there. They've already contaminated everybody. But we still need to make sure we just try to keep that on the wrap. So we just ask for y'all's help in that. And Miss Quinn told me she showed some of the kids how to, one of our routines as far as hand washing when she came out on home visits. So she's back there. So that means Erica got help. Come on. We're gonna pretend y'all are in pre-K, and this is something that y'all can help. Yeah. We're gonna pretend that y'all are my pre-K students, and I'm gonna teach y'all this because this is gonna help us all stay healthy throughout this winter season, okay? So this is how we wash our hands. Ready? I'm singing. Top and bottom. All right. So we teach them top and bottom, in between, rub them both together, now you're all clean, squeaky clean. Okay, we sing that twice, and then they can rinse, okay? So I want you guys to start practicing at home. You might not know the song, but you can YouTube it. Matter of fact, I know y'all picked up on it, so help me sing it. Y'all ready? Top and bottom, in between, rub them both together, now you're all clean, squeaky clean. Then they rinse. Okay, another last part of that is we teach them to get the paper towel, dry their hands, use that paper towel to cut the water off. Okay? That way they're not recontaminating their hands. So y'all help work with us at home on that, and everything's gonna go smooth. In the classroom, there are learning centers. This is where your children get their curriculum from. Don't come in here and say they don't do anything, they just play all the time. Guess what? That play is strategically created for your kids to learn. They are playing, but they're learning, okay? So things that are there in those centers are to help them learn to manipulate, to count, to cut, to learn their colors, shapes, math, science, reading, writing, it's all there. Computers, it's all there, okay? They're learning technology, science, social studies. If you notice our themes, it's kind of about the world right now. It says the future of the world is in this school. And you'll see different things, globes, maps of the world. We want these children to go places, okay? Not just in our center, but when they leave here, okay? In the classroom. So we got a lot of things planned that they're gonna be learning in those centers. So in a little bit, y'all can have a chance to walk through the classroom. If you haven't, you can just kind of look and see some of the things that they'll be doing. They go outside every day. Our outdoor time is also a time of learning. They do a lot of gross motor movements and activities. We hope they learn how to skip, hop, gallop. A whole list of things that they'll learn in physical development during their outside play. Okay, so it's not still just not play, but they're learning. We're gonna count our steps as we go from the inside to the outside. We're counting. There's different things we're identifying on the way. So it's just not going outside, it's a lot involved in it. But we will go outside every day for an hour. Please dress your child appropriately. Please don't put them in Ralph Lauren, Polo, and what else y'all wearing now? What's some of those name brands y'all wear? Tommy ain't no more. He ain't in no more. Well, anyway. Okay, yes. Goodwill is your best friend when it comes to daycare, okay? Preschool. We're just saying that because I have had parents coming in here and they be Jordan down from head to toe. When they pick them up, they mad. They got mulch in their shoes, they got dirt. No, this is school. We're here to learn. Dress them up after the fact, okay? I love them when they come in cute too, but guess what? Don't be mad if they got washable paint on their shirt when you come home. Or, somebody put some glue on it, so just save all that for later. But we do want them to be safe. Closed-toed shoes, no flip-flops, open-toed sandals and stuff. It's very dangerous out there. We have playground mulch, and you do not want your child to get that stuck in their foot. Okay? I've seen it. It's not good. Please don't bring them in like that. And I'm the world's worst. I wear flip-flops all summer long. I done got some stuck in my foot before. It hurts. So just please look into the dress policy. And if you have any questions or concerns, you can let us know. Rest time, there is a time that they rest every day. Each child will have a